pretty swamped, but I'm happy that I had some time to come in today and I get to see everybody
Yeah.
at the meeting and hear what's going on. So I'm really looking forward to today because I've been pretty much nose in the books for the past month or so.
Are you graduating this quarter?
Yes, I am.
What's your major?
I'm a double major in political science and comm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So heavy load, but
Yeah.
it's worth it and it's very interesting. So I'm really happy.
Hi
And
there, everybody. Okay. Busy day, like you were saying, Viviana. Oh my gosh. Hi, Laura.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hi, Lori.
Hi,
I like your background.
thank you. It's Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Yeah.
We honor those children who are victims of child abuse with the whatever those are, pinwheels.
Yeah. Beautiful. So what do you think? It seems we have a packed agenda today.
Viviana's going to facilitate today. So once maybe wait a couple minutes and see if we see some more people.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Hi, Sophia. I just started writing you an email before the meeting. I haven't finished. You'll get it soon.
Thank you.
You know what it is about. Jordan is here. Great.
You muted, I think, Viviana. I'm not hearing you.
No.
Oh. Sorry. I had my mute on. I'm so sorry.
You know, I was at a meeting and I just moved my arm and it muted me. I hadn't even grabbed the mouse. I don't know what's happening. Hi, Jackie.
Do you think you can post a link to the agenda in the chat? I somehow don't see it in my inbox and I would love to take a look.
There it is. It's generally in the agenda, yeah.
That looks like the Zoom link.
Yes, sorry.
There we go.
It was, Lisa put it on. Sorry. Okay, no confusion. Okay, so we are going to wait one more minute until 11:50 to start the meeting. Hello, everybody. Okay, I think we can start, and I would like to start with the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Chumash people and pay our respects to elders, both past and present. We honor the traditional territory as well as the story and contributions of the Chumash people to the land upon which we gather and create. Okay, so thank you everybody for being here. It seems we all survived Deltopia, and I'm sure it will take part of our discussion today. I am going to start with introductions, and I will go according how I see you on the screen. And I'm Viviana Marzano, Director of Civic and Community Engagement and Isla Vista Liaison for the Student Affairs Division. Sydney.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Sydney Castaneda, Community Engagement Director with IVCSD.
Thank you. Lisa Osborne.
Hi there, I'm Lisa Osborne, News and Public Affairs Director at KCSB-FM, which is part of Associated Students.
Lori Goodman.
Sorry about that. Good morning. I'm Lori Goodman. I'm the Executive Director of the Isla Vista Youth Projects Becoming LEAP, Learn, Engage, Advocate, Partner. Our new name will be our real name in another month or so. So that's very exciting. We are not leaving Isla Vista. We are committed to Isla Vista, but our name is reflective of everything we do.
Yeah, and you do phenomenal work, both in Isla Vista, Goleta, and all over. So, okay, Anbo.
Hi, I'm Anbo. I'm the Director of Member Services at the Santa Barbara Student Housing Co-op. We own and operate 5 buildings for student housing in Isla Vista.
Thank you. Raul.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raul. I am the Program and Grant Director at the St. George Youth Center.
Thank you. Sophia and IVRPD.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Lake. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Recreation Coordinator here at IVRPD.
And my name is Luis Valerio, and I'm the Assistant General Manager with Isla Vista Wrecking Park District.
Thank you. Lily.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Macmillan. I am the AS Community Liaison for the Office of the EVPLA, and I'm happy to be here and see everybody.
Anna Jensen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Jensen from IB Arts Division of the Interdisciplinary Humanities Center.
Thank you. Omari.
Hello, everyone. Starting my camera. Omari Pryor, UCSB Alcohol and Drug Program. I'm the Prevention and Communication Manager.
Great. Ileana Castro.
Hello, I'm Ileana Castro. I'm the outreach manager at the Isla Vista Food Co-op. And just one little quick announcement that I wanted to say is that we are currently in the middle of our Spring into Ownership drive. We are trying to garner some community support just to help us boost our current state of business. And if y'all could share it, let your friends know this is a good time to become an owner with us if you aren't already. We have some extra perks and cute stickers that you get, limited edition. I'll be putting the link to our flyer in the chat in case y'all would like to disperse, but thank you guys for having me.
Great. Jackie Kurta, I saw you disappeared. Are you back?
I am here, but I can only listen in today.
Yes.
Jackie Kurta, Alcohol and Drug Program Director at Student Health. Thanks.
Okay. So, we are going to proceed with our agenda, but I see that some of the presenters today are not here. I saw Jordan from Second District Supervisor's Office, but at the beginning, maybe he's having connectivity issues. So why don't we move on to IB Recreation and Parks?
Hello, everyone. So just a couple of event recaps. This past Monday, we collaborated with the Trans and Queer Commission at UCSB to host the kickoff event for Pride Week, which is an Art in the Park queer festival. It was super fun. It featured live music from Lemon Generation and Red, arts and crafts activities like jewelry making and succulent pot decorating, and a small business makers market along with resource tabling from Life of the Party, the Resource Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity, and TQCOM themselves. We also did a ribbon cutting for a new mural that is now on our fence. Thank you to the Santa Barbara Arts Fund and TQCom for helping us create that vision and find our artist, who is named Des. They're a local queer artist in the community. And the mural, we highly recommend you checking it out. It's on Little Acorn's fence. And the significance behind it from Des themselves is of the future. This mural.
You are breaking down, Sophia. Oops, they froze. Hello? Hello? Okay. We'll give it a minute, and if not, maybe we can go to Sydney with the Ivcsd. Maybe you can give us a rundown of what you have prepared and coming up on your budget workshop, and maybe tell us about the great job you did with Deltopia, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Viviana. So on Saturday, we held our annual spring festival at Little Acorn Park. Local bands played all day. We had free food from local vendors and a vintage market across the street at the community center. We also had our safety station set up at the park, and Gauchos for Recovery and Life of the Party were there. We had over 3,000 residents attend the event with 0 medical or safety incidents. So we just wanted to thank everyone who helped to make this such a fun and safe environment over the weekend. And as Viviana mentioned, it is that time of year again for our annual budget town hall and budget priorities survey. So we are doing extensive outreach to hear residents and community members' thoughts and ideas on how you want your community dollars to be spent. So we've been tabling all week, and we'll table up until Wednesday of next week as well, just to incentivize the survey and try to get people to RSVP for our event. The town hall will be on Wednesday, April 19th from 6 to 7:15, and it's going to be held in the Ivy Community Room, which is at 970 Embarcadero Del Mar. And we'll have free Los Agaves, so definitely a good incentive to come by. A little bit of an overview about how the town hall will be run is we're switching things up this year a little bit to make things a bit more fun. So people will do a really short presentation about kind of an overview of our services, our spending, where our dollars come from. And then we'll break up into groups and play games and talk about what community services you all would like to see, where the gaps are in services, what more we could be doing, what's working, what's not working, all that good stuff. The games will have poker chips to win money, and at the end, residents will decide where they want the money, essentially their winnings, to go, whether that's like housing, transportation, public safety, lighting, things like that. It's a great opportunity for volunteer hours if anyone's looking, and we will have Spanish interpretation available as well as raffle prizes throughout the event. So anyone who submits an RSVP form will be entered into a raffle for an opportunity to win 5 different prizes. So I'll drop all of the links in the chat, but we would love your help getting the word out, spreading the word to your additional networks, and yeah, the more the merrier. So happy to answer any questions as well. Thank you.
It sounds like a great event, and I would just like to mention that we received very, fabulous feedback from the students who were there on Saturday about the bands that were playing and also the food that was distributed, right? You think dunk balls, and you had Woodstock's Pizza and Roger's Tacos. Yeah, so I feel it was great that we had, that food to help the students, get a little bit more sober during the event, but it was super, super well received in the community. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, Sydney?
I think that covers it. Thanks.
Okay. Are we back with the Isla Vista Recreation and Park District?
Yes, we think so. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, like I was saying about the mural, you should definitely go check it out. Des intended for the flowers on the gown to be inspired by the flower crowns that queer advocate Marsha P. Johnson would frequently wear. And it's just overall just a beautiful mural. And then we also have a lighting installation in both Little Acorn Park and Anascoyo Park to celebrate Pride Week as well, and our LGBTQ plus community in Isla Vista. We partnered with the environment makers to create that. So please also go check that out. Last thing from me, or well, last two things from me. We have a few upcoming events. Our concert series is going to be kicking off second weekend of the end of April. So starting April 22nd, we're going to have 4 consecutive Saturdays of programming in Anascoyo Park. Concert series is going to be super fun. We're partnering with people like the EAB, Gauchos for Recovery, Isla Vista Surfrider. Check out our Instagram for that announcement soon. We're also looking at hosting an APITA Heritage Month celebration in May to celebrate our Asian community. And then this past weekend, our youth program went out of IB. We chartered a Bills bus and took them to Alameda Park Kids World, and they decorated little Easter bags for the egg hunt at the Santa Barbara Golf Course. So that was a lot of fun. A great way to spend the Saturday out in the beautiful weather, but in Santa Barbara area. And now Lisa's going to touch on Adopt a Block.
Yeah, I have a few of our volunteer stewardship. So on Sunday, this past Sunday, Adopt a Block hosted a Deltopia cleanup. We had over 110 volunteers come out. So thank you to everyone that came out. Thank you to our partners, the Environmental Affairs Board and Woodstocks, which sponsored pizza for all of our volunteers. We picked up over 1,200 pounds of trash, and we also collected 285 gallons of recyclable material, so plastic and aluminum cans. So it was a great turnout. Really excited. Clean up the streets after Saturday's heavy impact from Deltopia. And then coming up next week, it is National Volunteer Week. So we're partnering up with CAB to host a Adopt a Block on Monday, April 17th. And then next Friday and Saturday, we have Adopt a Block as well during regular hours. And those 2 days are actually sponsored by Kage, who will be raffling off a $25 and $50 gift card for all Adopt a Block volunteers that come out those 2 days. And next Saturday, that's kind of coinciding with Earth Day, which is our first concert. So that's really exciting. On kind of like park improvements updates, Pardal Gardens project, we recently received our letter of completion for our development plan. And on April 26th at 9 a.m., we will be attending a planning commission hearing on which we hope we will get final approval. And we'll begin after that going to a request for proposal for contractors. And we are scheduled for a fall construction of Pardal Gardens with a 23-24 winter completion date. So excited for that. It's been a lot in the making, but excited for that Pardal Gardens project to finally come ahead. And then we will also be talking to this. We have a board meeting tonight at 5:30 p.m. at the St. George Youth Center for those who want to attend in person, and also you can attend virtually via Zoom. Just visit ibparks.org for the Zoom link. And yeah, that's kind of a lot of main updates we have.
Thank you for your work. Thank you for thinking about the children during Deltopia and for actually picking up so much trash and all the work that you are doing. We have associated students next. Lily, do you want to? Okay, great.
Yes. So I have pretty limited updates for today. Just that we have an upcoming event. It's actually tonight. It's a how to read Elise workshop. I know that I had brought it up in previous meetings. It is kind of like right at the beginning of the quarter because our staff worked on it over the break. And so it's going to be hosted tonight at the Pardal Center, I believe I just need to pull up the flyer, and I'm happy to send the flyer into the group chat as well.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I can send it through our IG and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's at 5 p.m. at the Pardall Center, and it's just basically going to go over some local leasing companies and important areas of the lease that like tenants should be aware of and know how to understand before signing. And that they're also going to be passing out free goodie bags with mold prevention items, which is really exciting. We were able to get some pretty cool like humidity bags and other things that help with like closets and shoes. So if you guys have the opportunity to go, I really recommend stopping by. And then I think there's a question.
Yeah, Jackie.
Hi, sorry, it wasn't a question. I just wanted to follow up with an event, but I'll wait until you're done.
Okay. Sure, definitely. Yeah, so I know that I brought it up a couple of times as well in past meetings. I've been working on a project under my position in our office to provide or create a community nectar channel with sub channels that are focused on specific community issues and have people or organizations, school orgs, community orgs be type of like admins on each of these sub channels that can respond to the various issues that they focus on. The past few quarters, it's definitely been like conceptualizing and planning it all. And now this quarter, I think that we'll be able to put our feet to pavement, or however the saying goes, and actually get some movement going. So once I have more updates, I'm very excited to share that with you all. And then we had a meeting last night. So it's still in the early stages, but I still wanted to kind of loop everyone here in. Is we're planning a kind of a spring event. It's still pretty bare bones at this moment, but we have got a lot of feedback about like student vendors wanting an opportunity where to like have like student vendors and small businesses to have more opportunities to like vend, just because like some of the organizations that have emerged for like thrifting, it's become more competitive because it's high demand to be able to vend or get a vendor spot. And so we wanted to like open up that realm to more student vendors, small businesses, because we understand like at the beginning of quarters and things like that, it's hard to, be checked in to when vendor applications open. So we're in the works of planning on that, but I should have more updates for you all soon. And yeah, that kind of concludes my updates. Thank you.
I think for the vendors, definitely we need to have the Ivcsd involved, right? Because it's county probably for the permits and things like that.
Yeah, our office's CSD coordinator Osaze is going to be handling all of like the communication with that, because last night was just like a very, very preliminary meeting and planning all of that. But yeah, absolutely, it's definitely going to be linked to all of the appropriate entities, and we really hope to get other orgs involved too, as type of like to have a student vending or like student small business section, and then like just have it be a variety, like an opportunity for a variety of different organizations to be able to come and like get into contact with the community and stuff like that.
Great. Jackie, your question or comment?
Hi, thanks. I just wanted to put out a shout out for an event that's happening at the end of April, Generation Recovery. It's taking place in Anoscoyo Park. They did one last year. Amari and I will send around perhaps to you, Viv, the information that you could distribute. That would be great. And many thanks to the Rec and Park and also to the co-op for participation. And it was a terrific event in support of students in recovery last year and will be again this year. And so we'll send out that information. It's a Saturday with music and art and food and all sorts of great celebrations. So we'll send that around. Thanks.
Okay. So, since some of the agencies here to do an update are not here yet, and it seems we have enough time, Lily's mentioning of the lease workshop tonight reminded me of the issues that our renters in core space are facing. The Balboa building and the Sweeps building. I have participated in all of their meetings. And so I'm not going to give you a lot of the details, but I want, some of you probably have read on the Newscock and on the press. So this group, with the help of the Santa Barbara Tenants Union, met 3 Saturdays ago. And so the Tenants Union told these people, you know, you have rights. You know, it seems that Core Space had been telling them, if you don't leave by the date of your notice, we are going to lock your apartment with all your belongings and you will have to come and pay to do that. I'm just saying this because you are all in spaces where you work with people that might want to have this information, and that's not legal. The only way they can lock your apartment is through a judge order, and the only one that can do that is the sheriff's office. And that's when there is a legal procedure that is more advanced. So that's one thing that I want to share with you all. Another thing is they are telling people, oh, the last month is complimentary. You don't need to pay the month of May if you have to leave May 22nd. They are also advising all the renters that if they have to go to litigation, if you are not up to date with your rent, then you do not have a case. So, and they are advising people, pay your rent, pay it in person. If you can, take a photograph of your check, you know, go to somebody, to the payment office, to the, you know, corporation's office, so that you have a witness. Don't do anything by word. Ask for every communication via email, and any communication that you start to them, any question that you ask, any conversation you might have at the office, go home, put it in writing. I said, as per our meeting earlier today, I want to confirm that that's what you are saying. So you need to have everything in writing. After the first meeting, they decided to form the Core Space Tenants Association, which gives them certain rights, like to have a lawyer represent them as a group. And after that second meeting, literally after a week of meeting, that Tuesday, they went to the county supervisors meeting. There were between 30 and 50 public comments. I've heard that some of them were very powerful public comments, and Laura Capps, who is our representative, decided to declare it as a red alert. This was a Tuesday. That Thursday, they had a special meeting, and the county supervisors passed an ordinance similar to the ordinance that had been passed maybe 3 weeks ahead in the city of Santa Barbara for the whole county, which means in order to the landlords to really kick you out under the excuse of renovictions, that's what they are calling them, they have to have permits approved from the government and all those things to basically kick you out. And so this has passed. This doesn't mean that everybody can stay, but this is buying the renters' time, the tenants' time. And now the Santa Barbara Tenants Union is checking individual cases and to work with them. And there is a lawyer from the Legal Aid Foundation who is basically an eviction lawyer who is a volunteer in this group. So I just wanted to tell you that this has been phenomenal. The Santa Barbara Tenants Union was saying you basically organized for a week and got this ordinance passed. And they are telling everybody that being active, it's not only for their buildings, it's also for the whole county, their families. You know, there is also fear in the renters that if what happens if my name comes up and then I look for a new apartment and my name comes up, their name is not going to come up unless there is a legal procedure and they lose. So that's my, sorry, long update about the situation, but I think that there is a little bit of hope. Okay, so we don't have law enforcement here with us, which is next on the list, or the second district supervisor. So I don't know if anybody here wants to make an announcement about an event coming up or something that is of interest for this community. And then we can go into an informal discussion of the Utopia for those of you who were there. So I don't know, Ivy Arts. Yes, Lori.
I'd like to announce that we are having our annual fundraising event. It's virtual and free. And I'm going to post the sign up in, oh, that's not it. I'm going to post a link to RSVP in the chat. It's a great way to learn about who we are and what we do and how we support the families in Isla Vista. It's inspiring, and I hope you'll come. It's going to be on Wednesday, May 17th at 4 o'clock. You can join from your desk. As I said, it's free and inspiring, and I hope worth an hour of your time. Thanks.
Yeah, it is a fabulous event. I have to say, I was in the organizing committee the only time that it was in person, and it was a phenomenal event and has grown. And one of our participants here, Jordan Kilbury, is one of the people honored for his service to the community. So it's really, really a lot of fun. It's only 1 hour. You are going to highly enjoy it. Anna, do you have any announcements?
You know, I'd like to say it's nice to see so many of my collaborators and people who've helped with our program here. We have a new issue of Word coming out around the 20th with a feature on Isla Vista coastal erosion that's fairly interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, an endless topic. Excuse me. And I know my students right now seem to be interested in the oil and gas sort of interface with Isla Vista. So if anyone's got any hot tips on that, that would be great. Otherwise, films are running on Mondays and Fridays free for UCSB students and open to the community for a $6 admission.
Anna, I think I'm sure that probably your students have already thought about connecting with the IVCSD, and a lot of the people represented here who are working on that, as well as balconies and things like that that are connected to the topic.
Yes, you never know. So I will bring those agencies up to them as well. Always an important topic around here. And yeah, we're looking forward to our summer program at the St. George Youth Center with YMCA, Nuestra Voz.
Yeah.
And we were pleased to see the kind of to segue into Deltopia, the turnout we had at the events in Isla Vista that we sponsored. Good attendance, kind of breaking up the mass. So, but thank you for the opportunity to mention those things. And hi, everyone.
Hello, Raul. It seems you want to make an announcement.
Yes, well, there's two things. Right now we are recruiting youth members for our summer camp, which will be taking place between June and August. We are targeting youth between the ages of 10 to 17. It is completely free, and we have pretty neat programming and field trips planned already. And so we're also looking for staff who might be interested. We're probably looking for Isla Vista or UCSB students who are local, so to fulfill that need. So that's pretty much about summer camp. And then our campaign, we made our goal this year for our annual campaign for Youth and Family Services. but we're still accepting ticket purchases for our gala, which takes
Yes.
place at April 26th at the Cabrillo Pavilion. If anyone's interested to purchase any tickets or sponsor, please let me know.
I have to say it's a fabulous gala and the food is to die for. Really, really good. Raul, for those staff positions, are these paid positions?
Yes.
If you want to send me an announcement, probably we can disseminate through our office here.
Wonderful.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to make an announcement about their programs, initiatives? No? Okay, should we jump into some comments and recap about Deltopia or updates, you know? No, no updates. I don't know if you saw, Lisa, did you want to, Lily, okay, Lily.
Yes, sorry. I was just taking notes on what everybody had been saying. So our office launched UCIV, which it's reinvigorated the program. And the program is focused on providing a source of support and like help for students who are out on the weekends that doesn't have the like added threat of potential like punitive measures that sometimes comes with like going to like police personnel for help. And so we had last week prior to Deltopia, we had our first training as a board. I am part of the UCIV organization, and so it's a really great opportunity, I think, and it's very heartwarming to see how many students want to go out and support their peers and provide a resource. So last week we had our first group meeting, and we were trained in Narcan usage and also how to use fentanyl testing strips.
Wow.
And so we got a little kit, I believe, from Gauchos for Recovery, which was a huge thank you. We had one of their staff members come and present and train us on the Narcan administration, and it was a really, really informative training. I really appreciated it, and we had our first shift on Deltopia, and it went really well, and people seemed to be pretty excited people in the organization excited at the opportunity to go out and be a source of help and like support for students. And they all said too that they had pretty good feedback and like reception from the people there at a pretty high volume event. So that was something that was very reassuring moving forward. And sorry that I didn't mention it in my updates. I thought it was more pertinent to Deltopia. But yeah, that is something that has came to fruition recently, and it's been really exciting.
Yeah, we need to keep supporting that program.
Yes, we're also getting Stop the Bleed trained very soon as well too. We're really trying to implement different trainings so that we can be as prepared and as competent in supporting students' needs.
Great. Anybody else wants to share anything? I don't know, life of the party or...
No, we are good. We loved being invited to the Deltopia Safety Station, and I know it's kind of late, but thank you so much to Anna Jensen for supporting our dodgeball event with doing our movie night. So that was a huge hit. We're looking to replicate and become an annual event. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else here who attended, even giving us your personal feelings about what it was to being out there, or any comment?
Hi, I was actually at the IVCSD Little Acorn Park event
Yes.
we had going on. I was there on behalf of the Ivy Food Co-op. We were passing out wraps as well as burgers.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Yeah.
Oh, good, no worries. It was an amazing time. Just me being there and physically interacting with the students and the young folks that were out there. I could tell that a lot of people were very appreciative of the resources that we implemented into making this happen. So I just wanted to relay that information. People were very, very grateful, and they were so shocked to find out that everything that people were handing out there was free. And even us workers, like, we were excited to get out there. We were anxious, but overall, it was really good. We did run out of food, almost all of us simultaneously, like pretty early on. So if we are going to implement this later, I would just say, like, let your vendors know that it's going to be a long day. We got to prepare ahead of time. But ultimately, I think it would be amazing to continue seeing that. I think it was a really good investment. And yeah, thanks for having us once again. Thank you, IVCSD. And yeah, those are my thoughts.
Thank you. One of our interns said that she went to Roger's Taco pretty late at 6 p.m. and they still have food for her. So it's really good. Anybody? Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah, no, I'll just share that. So on top of the food and the bands and the thing, I don't know if I mentioned, we did have restrooms across Isla Vista.
Yes.
We did hear some really great feedback about those. There were a ton at our community center and then throughout IV. There was only one incident where someone stole a hand washing station, but other than that, it was really good. I will say, I personally was a little bit shocked at just, I don't know why I was shocked, but at the level of intoxication that I witnessed on Del Playa. I personally helped a couple of people get EMTs to where there was definitely a lot of alcohol poisoning happening, especially around like Sea Lookout Park area. So that was really unfortunate. I know that Lieutenant Tesla isn't here and I won't speak on their behalf, but they did share at our board meeting on Tuesday that there were a number of incidents, lots and lots and lots of calls. I don't have the numbers in front of me, I apologize, but the number of citations I think was like twofold, number of arrests, medical calls was really high. I know a couple people fell off of a roof, 2 were transported to the hospital, and I know 1 student is in critical condition post Deltopia as well. So I don't want to bring down all of the, exciting things and great, alternative events that we had, but I did just want to note that because I think that that's really important as well.
Yeah, we need to actually acknowledge these things and plan for other years, Lily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to follow up to that in like an insensitive manner, but thank you again, Sydney, for sharing that and having that information for us. But just from the perspective of like my whole house being out on Deltopia, I heard a lot of really positive feedback about the resources that were made available. And so I just like wanted to relay that because I know that a lot of people here, especially Sydney, worked so hard to make it as safe an event as possible. Safe is probably not the right word, but supported is, I think, a really good descriptor. And I think like a lot of the people in my house were all seniors and have had various issues that like kept us from going to Deltopia. So for some of us, it was our like first and last.
Yes.
And I think that like they had a pretty positive experience with all of the resources, and they were just like amazed at how many like restrooms and like stations there were, and like throughout IV2 they were just noting that it wasn't just concentrated in downtown, and that they like liked that because that's more like realistic as to where the people were. And they all like I think 4 of them went to the event in the park and they said that it was wonderful, and they think that that was a really, really great like hub for people to be and to like still kind of enjoy that Deltopia like fun vibes, but also like feel like part of a structured and safe event. And so I just wanted to long-winded thank you, but truly thank you from like student to a huge group of people that is very invested in student well-being. Thank you, because I think that despite the tragedies and like unfortunate things that did happen this weekend, I think a lot of your guys' work helped it from like being even worse than it was. And so thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa, for posting those figures here on the chat. I did read about similar figures. In terms of the citations, I know that there is, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. There is a group within UCPD, I think it's called AB something, that is the ones that issues the citations, and they were there present in a way that they have not been in the past. So I saw a lot of people getting citations. I read somewhere that there were 60 medical calls. I think it was the News Hawk. I'm just quoting. I haven't been able to verify, but I can say that when we were there with Katia, Suzanne, Jonathan Ng from FSL, we didn't see sheriffs at all. And then what happened was that they were busy doing hospital transports. At that time, it was probably between 2 and 3 p.m. and they were saying they had done 21 transports. I also saw a group of volunteers through the fire department also coming and helping a lot. Like Sydney, I saw a lot of intoxicated people. And I mean, in the big number, they were not that many, but they were seriously intoxicated. The ones that I saw, like really falling on their face, having to have friends actually hold them. We noticed something different this year. Generally, the most active part are the first 2 or 3 blocks of DP, but during the day, the crowds were moving more up, on Del Playa, and more towards the end that we have seen other years. So those are the things that I could observe. I don't know, I wish we had law enforcement here because I'm sure they have a lot more accurate information. And what I'm saying is I have read this or heard that. Yeah, there's the News Hawk article. Yes, thank you, Lisa. Anybody else wants to comment on this?
I'll just add, Viviana, that I agree with you. ABC, the group that was brought in, I think it's like alcohol and beverage control.
Yes.
I think their intention is more for like the ensuring that people aren't purchasing underage or purchasing for people who are underage. But this year there was a lot more citations being written by them, like a great deal. And I will say that from what I witnessed with that group, I was very disappointed with how they handled that. It came across in a very aggressive way with residents. And yeah, so we witnessed a lot of that as well. So I just want to note that because I think that that's really important when all of these different groups that are coming from all different areas. I heard there was like UC Davis and UC San Francisco, like all these different entities that they don't know the area well, they don't know the population well, and they're all just coming in a very aggressive way. I was really disappointed to see that. So I'll just share that.
Thank you. Sorry, Lily, I didn't see your hand. I thought it was your previous hand.
It's okay. I just raised it kind of like as a follow-up to what Sydney was saying. One of our office's members, and he did this outside of his position capacity. He did it as kind of like external research because he is our police liaison. He distributed an informal kind of like student feedback survey as just like himself, not as his position, on like how students' abilities to like identify and like distinguish what policing entities were, and like if they had any feedback about any specific entity. And we did have he had overwhelmingly aligned responses that like sheriff's office personnel and like Ivy Foot Patrol did pose like the most aggression in interactions with them in comparison to other policing entities. And so we're not really sure what to do with that information and how we can go forward. Haley, our EVPLA, has like pretty close, not relationships, she does have to have pretty regular relationships with those entities and meetings. And but that is just something that I thought would be relevant to share with you all, and kind of in line with what Sydney was saying, is that there does seem to be like a more potent source of aggression within the policing entities. And I think that that might be something worth discussing, but like, of course, in a respectful manner. But I just thought I'd share that as like, real like student data.
Yeah, maybe we need to make that happen, that meeting happen. I do know, and this is only my personal observation, and I'm not trying to justify. I have the feeling that there has been a lot of turnover at the sheriff's office, and a lot of the people here are new, probably not acquainted at all with Deltopia. And, when Justin was here as the community liaison, I think there was a lot of communication and work done there. And maybe, and again, it's my observation, without him here, maybe we have to start all over from the beginning. So that's something, I just witnessed. I also want to mention the new development of the paid for parties application. It's a new application that is becoming popular in college campuses, and you pay $35 to get into a party. And I think they actually contact students, in this case in IV, to see if they wanted to throw a party. It seems that this group comes out of UCLA. I heard at a student life directors meeting today for all of the UCs, but I don't know for sure. And so what happened was that I heard that around 5 parties of this nature were released that same morning, so how do you shut it down? What do you do with this? So I think that's another new element that we have to think about in the future. Had anybody heard about this? No. Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
I only heard about it through Jonathan, who was on an Inside Isla Vista episode. And I did look up some of the party flyers on Instagram, and I'm sure Lily knows more than I do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've kind of have like a similar experience of like seeing it a lot on social media. And then I talked to a couple of people I know in classes that I know are like first and second, well, they're all second years, but and asked them like, what is your guys' kind of like feedback on these type of accounts? And I think that because Ivy is such a popular place to come for parties, and especially Deltopia, and like the Greek life parties are all pretty restrictive on letting people in to try and like crowd control. And so everybody else, it's kind of like a free for all. And I think that like the being able to like pay for a guaranteed spot is like enticing to younger students, because like they either might not have the Greek life connections, or they might not know people who live in IV because they're still in like residence halls. So I think that those type of organizations accounts are definitely like for lack of a better word, preying on those like students. But I did see in response to that a couple of university orgs and community orgs putting out social media posts on like the risks of going to parties like that, and also hosting parties like that. If you're paying, like for example, if you are charging for entry, you also should have to like check IDs, because if you are charging for entry and then police come and find that there's underage people consuming alcohol or in possession of alcohol, not only do they get a ticket, but you also get a hefty ticket for like providing alcohol to a minor, because that's what that like charge is supposed to cover. It's not only entry, but it's also access to whatever alcohol is there. And so that like by proxy charging equates to, providing alcohol to minors. And so I'm hoping that type of information is more commonplace moving forward as these type of orgs grow. But yeah, I would say that it's definitely scary to see that happen, like to see our community kind of be monetized like that, because that's never been my experience in like all of my 4 years. It's pretty new. And I don't think I remember having anything like that emerge in my last 4 years either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also understand that if you're going to have a party like that, you need to have a licensed bartender present, So there are a lot of nuances that I'm not aware about, but yeah. Any final comments about Deltopia? No. So it's interesting because our next item on the agenda, our Office of the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs got contacted by 2 residents in IV about their concern about these paid parties, right? And they wanted to find a platform to talk about this. And so I was contacted by the office and I said, the Ivcn, I decided not to have them the last one because I knew it was going to be packed with preparation for the Deltopia. They were invited for today and I don't see them here. So I guess, I don't know if they will come at another occasion. I sent them the invitation 10 days ago and yesterday I sent them the agenda, but I don't have them. So next item.
Actually, sorry. I was watching the YouTube stream, so I've jumped on Zoom in order to comment on this. There's actually another group that's been doing paid parties in Isla Vista. That's actually like local in Isla Vista. It's called IV Parties, and they've been doing particularly these dagers that they call them. I live in a little frat area of Isla Vista. And so I finally was on St. Patrick's Day. I was like, this is a particularly big party. It seems extremely organized. And I finally started digging around and there's an Instagram page for Ivy parties and they post every week how you can buy their tickets. They've got a group me where they drop the events before they put them on Instagram. So they've got a little more little internal clique of people that they're able to, that they try to give early access tickets to those people. And they chose, they were saying that they were going to run an event on Deltopia. And then a few days before they were like, we just couldn't do that. But paying a house to do it was just way too expensive. Poppin's been going around and has managed to buy up all the houses that are willing to do it. And they're paying a lot for it. And so we're unable to do the Deltopia event, but we'll do one the next weekend. And they've got another event coming up this weekend.
Okay, thank you for letting us know. I didn't know about them. And yeah, Poppin is the one that I was talking about out of UCLA. So that's great information to have, Jay. Thank you.
Yeah, and so if you go on, it's on Instagram, they are IV parties.
Okay, so I'll follow up and let our division know about these things. And so the next topic that we have is roof, balcony, and bluff safety. I don't know if anybody have an update.
I had left that on the, go ahead, Sandy. I left that on the agenda, so you can also let us know if that's something that we should keep on or we could.
Okay.
Thanks, Cindy, and go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll just share that we did wrap up the last post the week of Deltopia, which was like a recap of all of the different topics that we covered between cliff erosion, roof safety, balcony safety. We had brochures made with all of that information that we were passing out the week of Deltopia, and we also went door to door to all Oceanside houses with that information. So I think it's a good topic to continue to just have on the agenda, just to see if there's anything up that we could be doing more that we could be talking about. Or I know a lot of different groups are working on different things, so I think it would be helpful. There might not always be something to report, but just something to circle back on.
Yeah, but that's great. And thank you very much for the work that the IVC is doing about it. I know we had some meetings in the summer, but I think now you have taken the lead and really pushed this. Any other burning business? It seems we have had a lot of business to talk about today. Okay, if there's not more business, I would like to ask if there are any subjects and any agenda items that you would like to see in future IVCN meetings. Bye, Lori. Thank you for attending.
One topic that has come up pretty frequently in our office, and I think that is like prevalent to not only the university community, but also the non-student community, is food security and increasing the awareness of what type of resources are available for food security. Our basic needs center has a really, really strong staff and program that provides, resources to not just UC students, but to a large net of individuals within the community. And I'm not sure if that's something that like could be like a main topic, but I think it might be worth like discussing, just because like it's very important to me and in my background, and I think that it is like one of the next to like housing security. I think that food security is also something that is a pretty pervasive issue in our community, and could benefit from like having more of a spotlight on their on what resources are available.
Great. I see from Lisa Oglesby that the co-op would love to partner in helping to get info out about food security. I was also thinking, do you think it would be worth it to invite either Katie Maynard, who is in charge of basic needs, to do a brief presentation? The amount of services that they have is really overwhelming, so maybe inviting them to make a brief presentation. I also know Lori Goodman from IVYP just left, but they also do food distribution for families, and they work a lot on that. During the pandemic, they added like distribution of diapers, So if this group thinks it's worth it, maybe we can invite somebody for our meetings to make like a 10-minute presentation. I think hands up? Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So maybe next meeting, since we'll be basically one of the last ones of the year. Okay. Any other topic? No. So next meeting is Thursday, April. Oh, no. Next meeting is when, Lisa? It's May 11th or
Yes, it's May 11th. Oops,
yes.
I missed that. Good catch on that.
Okay. May 11th at the same time. Happy to give you a few more minutes of your life and of your time back. And thank you everybody for being here today. And congratulations to everybody for the amazing work that you do for the community.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks Viviana.
Yes, bye-bye. Oh, maybe we can include a brief space for the gift sale at the next one.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Bye-bye.